Something I seem to get accused of pretty much every single weekend these days is how I only win because my team's so good. You know, I get people messaging me via messages in my YouTube commenting, "Oh, you only win because you've got all the best players." And I don't argue against this. I mean, I could point to the fact that I've only got the team that I've got from finishing in the top 100 every week. Because I mean, I didn't put any money into the game this year at all. I just got my team from all weekend league rewards. But I thought, no, let's put this to the test and see how much not having a super team will affect my results. So what I did this weekend was I used a full silver team, not a single gold player in my subs or my first 11. So let's see how much it affected my results. So this is the team that I went with. Informed Darren Randolph in goal, who is by far the worst keeper I've ever used on any FIFA ever. And I think I've been playing FIFA since about FIFA 99, so that is some achievement. He made about 3 saves all weekend. Anyway, informed George Trent left back, any excuse to get a Borough player in. Informed Ake and international man of the match are Marty centre back and Moses Odebajo right back. Try to get as much speed and strength in the back four as possible, as I do play with a pretty high line. Man of the match Ledbetter right centre mid, Timothy Fosu-Mensah centre mid. Left centre mid, I started off with Iheanacho, but obviously in game, as soon as it starts, I'll be pausing and putting him to left striker. I just put him there for 10 chemistry purposes. In form, James McLean starting off a left forward. Obviously, I'll be putting him left centre mid. It's best to have a left footed player at left centre mid. Central striker, in form Josh King, one of the best players I've used on the game. And right forward, it was my cam in the end. In form, Matty Phillips. I went into the first game not knowing what to expect. I mean, every weekend I'm aiming for 40-0, but I quickly realised this weekend that is not going to be easy, let's put it that way. I mean, there's so much difference between this team and the team I normally use. Anyway, these, just quickly showing you the changes I made in game. I moved Josh King to right striker, Iheanacho up front with him, McLean left centre mid, 2 strikers to get in behind and the 2 full-backs to stay back as always. Any more instructions than this and your team will start to feel unbalanced. And luckily for me, this guy was pretty poor. First chance of the game, Iheanacho, driven shot. Well, it wasn't much of a driven shot, it was actually quite weak, but yeah, got us off to a decent start. Iheanacho again, pass it back to King. Somehow that got given us an own goal. I'm not sure how or why, but that was a sign of things to come because King, pretty much everything he touched all weekend was just amazing. I mean, I used to use Bournemouth sometimes for money, you know, in wages back in FIFA 16, and Josh King back then was he just seemed absolutely broken. Every time I got the ball with him, he just used to feel like Ronaldo. He was like fast, strong, good finish, and he took away a penalty in here to give us an easy win for our first game. However, it didn't take long for me to run into my first bit of trouble this weekend, as in this game, I think this was the game and I realised this is going to be a lot tougher than I expected. As one of the main reasons for this is how shit Darren Randolph really is. I mean, would other keepers have done better with that? I'm not sure, but shot straight at him, passes it straight back for an open goal, and he's into the lead. But luckily, I managed to slot Josh King through. When Josh King gets in front of goal, informed Josh King simply does not miss. Bit of shield in there, knocked the defender and buried it with his left foot. But again, kick-off boost here, into his score, smashed it. Darren Randolph, of course he's not going to save it. You know, he just makes every goal look absolutely amazing. He always dives and always gets absolutely nowhere near it. But quick speed boost from Phillips, waits for the right moment, slips it through with Iheanacho, and it's 2-2 just after half time. And I think, yeah, I actually managed to take the lead here. What I did was I waited for a while, pretended to know I was lining up a free kick, then quickly pressed L2, got Ledbetter to lay it off short, and smashed it into the top corner with James McLean. And I was thinking it was game over really, because I had been all over him. But here lies the problem with how I play and using this team. As you saw there, my defensive line was really high as usual, but with the players having, you know, the really poor defensive stats compared to the normal players that I use, they don't make the same like interceptions and blocks, and I did get caught out a lot. But big man for the big occasion, Josh King, 114th minute, and I won this game 4-3. We pick it up here at 8 wins, no losses, and at this stage I was thinking to myself, wow, 40-0 incoming. But this game was another reminder of just how tough this was going to be, as Dybala smashed a volley in there and then did a celebration that I've never seen before where he pretended to be dead. But anyway, Matty Phillips, some nice skill dribbling into Fosu-Mensah, back to Matty Phillips who whips a finesse shot. I mean, informed Matty Phillips was, I'd say, just below Josh King, my best player this weekend. He really was good, especially for a silver. And just after half time, Fosu-Mensah with his second assist of the game in a hit, Iheanacho, struggling to say that name to Diana. driven shot across goal, and I go 2-1 up. It was a pretty deserved lead, and pretty much from the kick-off I get the ball off him again. Couple of 1-2s. Matty Phillips, I think he had a 4-star week, but he scored a lot of left-footed goals for me this weekend. I think I only realised about halfway through his left foot was actually 4-star. And just after this, Grant Ledbetter whips in a free kick to make it 4-1 and give us the win. Next up was this guy, and as soon as I saw that team I thought, yep, I could be in a bit of trouble here. Both the squad building Torres and squad building Luis suggest he has had a lot of coins, but I did get off to a decent start. Good pressure as always. Played in, slotted Josh King through, and he whips it into the near post to give me a pretty deserved lead. But this is where again the highlight of my team came back to bite me. A long ball to Messi, he ran down the wing, simple cutback, and he made it 1-1. But just after half time I get through to Hinacho, clean through, he brings his keeper, I slow down, I ding him underside of the bar, and his keeper punches it over, and I knew I was going to come back to regret this. But just a few seconds later Hinacho gets a chance to redeem himself and puts it wide again, and you can probably see where this is going. Good tackle by Ake, he plays a first time ball back to Torres, good touch, smashed it, and unfortunately that was my first loss of this weekend. So the 14-0 dream was over, but being realistic, was it ever going to happen? Probably not. You know, I think the highest anyone ever got is 37 with the silver team. So as of now, that's all I was aiming for, or just the top 100 in general, which I think would probably require 38. And I get off to a decent start here, use a free kick that I use quite often where I get two people to run over the ball. But kick-off boost, Aguero, not the best finesse shot, but for about the 40th time this weekend, Randolph refuses to use his hands that God gave him when he was born. But just shortly into the second half, quick ball roll from Phillips through to Fosu Mensah, brings his keeper up, and I managed not to panic this time, which is what I should have done in my loss. I run at the camera because of how stupidly he celebrated scoring against the silver team. But look how ridiculous this is. What am I thinking? Trying to hit a quick 3 kick, I play his Manny through 1-on-1, he hits it straight at Randolph, and what do you think Randolph does? Gives it on a plate to Aguero, makes it 2-2, but in the 90th minute I thought extra time was incoming. Fosu Mensah gets down, driven pass across, and Iheanacho puts it in for 3-2, and I've come out with this small classic with the W. Approaching the halfway point now, and as things stand I'm pretty happy. 16 wins, 1 loss, I'm playing pretty well, and 19-1 would have me on course to finish in the top 100 with a silver team, and I'm playing some absolutely gorgeous stuff. I mean, look at that, one touch passing all the way into Matty Phillips, and Matty Phillips, when he's through like that, simply does not miss. However though, I'll gamble here with our Matty, give him a chance, he slots it nowhere near the corner with Lacazette, but Randall, for the umpteenth time this weekend, refuses to use them hands of his. Now what did I say about Matty Phillips? Simply does not miss when he's in front of goal. Or does he? But I'll tell you one thing about Matty Phillips, he might miss one of them, but he'll never miss 2 in a game. Proved wrong again, and goes into extra time, and for the second time in this video you can probably see where this one's going. I mean, kind of word to describe what that is. He gets a rebound from a corner, hits a deflected shot that goes just under the bar. Randolph for some reason dives along the floor and he runs to the camera, because scoring against the silver team is an amazing achievement. Well done to this guy. And what you're looking at here is me tackling him again and again, getting in the way, but the AI stitching me up a little bit. He makes it 3-1. He shushes me despite the fact he got battered for pretty much all the game. He paused it, went to a 4-2-3-1 and parked the bus. I did get one before first half of extra time with Scott Hogan off the bench, but unfortunately this was my second loss of the weekend. So from this point onwards I knew that I was going to have to win pretty much every single game for the rest of the weekend if I had any hopes of finishing in the top 100. You know, 38 wins these days doesn't even guarantee you a top 100 place on the PS4 leaderboard, depending on how early you play your games. But anyway, I did get off to a decent start there with McLean. Normal shot past the keeper to give myself a deserved 1-0 lead, but the goal I'm about to concede here was a sign of things to come. Hits a shot with Ronaldo's left foot, it deflects off Fosu Mensah's calf and spins into the net. But not to worry, like I've already said in this video, I was playing really well. I waited for the right moment here just to slot Josh King through, and Josh King did what Josh King did all weekend. Slotted it past the keeper to give myself a deserved 2-1 lead just before half time, and just after half time it got even better. Driven pass from McLean into Iheanacho, giving myself a 3-1 lead, and I thought this was GG, but I was wrong. From the kick off he wedged me with Suarez, put it across to Ronaldo, made it 3-2. and this just gets worse and worse as I watch it back. I read his free kick, he somehow works it back to Ronaldo. As soon as that left his foot, I knew that man in goal was never going to save it, because he was about to confirm himself as my most hated player I have ever used in FIFA 17 after this. This midget refused to save the shot, meaning this was actually my third loss of the weekend. So a pretty disappointing end to the video. After being 16-1, to finish on 17-3 is pretty hard to take. The top 100 dream is now over, so from here on in we will be aiming for Elite 1 with my silver team. If you want to see how I got on, the second half of my weekend will be getting uploaded on Friday. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I'm aiming to get 1,000 subscribers within the next couple of weeks. I think I'm on about 650 at the moment. So if you are kind enough to subscribe, I'll be seeing you on Friday afternoon.